Hello and welcome to a new video. It's halfway through the month and that means it is time for a book haul. So, this past month I bought some books that either completed a series or was a whole series that I hadn't finished reading that I didn't own in the first place, and so we shall start with those and then we'll get into the rest. The first series that I want to show you is this. This is the, not sure if you can hear me, this is the lovely new Harry Potter covers, the UK editions, so they look like that and they're very pretty. And yes, I already own a set of Harry Potter. You do not need to remind me, my family has already done that. So, yes. Are they pretty though? They're pretty, yes. The second series I want to show you is not a full series, it's the second sort of half of a series. When I was in high school I read the first 4 books of the Septimus Heap series, so I got the last 3, which is Siren, Dark and Fire. The first ones are called Magic, Flight, Physic and Quest. So these ones I'm just completing the series. I haven't read these ones, so I will get around to reading that at some point. They're my TBR, so I'll get to it. And the last series is the Children of the Red King series by Jenny Nimmo. This book features Charlie Bone, and he can sort of hear the thoughts of pictures, so that's really interesting. I read the first 6 when I was in high school, and then I lost track of it and never read the second 2. I did own the 6th one, but I bought them and realized there was this mural on the side, and so I needed the 6th one to match. So yes, so that's that one. And I think at this point I'll need to start these again from the beginning as well, so I'll be doing that at some point as well. Okay, now that we have the bulk series stuff out of the way, I will start with the rest of the books. The first one is Rogue. This is the second book in the Talon saga, so it's a sequel to Talon, which is on my TBR for this month. I did start reading this, I'm just under halfway through. So yeah, so that's the first book. The second book is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is the 6th book in the Mortal Instruments series, and I did just buy it to round off the series, which is just behind me here. I have only read the first 3, but I will be getting to the rest of them again at some point. The third is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This is the first book in the Firebird trilogy, and it's the only released book so far, I believe. It's got a blurb, but I can't really tell what it's about. I think it might be science fiction, but it could also be fantasy. I have no idea, but again, looking forward to reading it and finding out. I'm just going to stop saying that phrase. Next is Lost and Found by Brooke Davis. I have heard about this book before, but I never picked it up, and this was cheap in my local Target, so I was like, you know what, why not? So I picked it up. I read the first few pages, so I do think I will enjoy it. But I haven't read it yet. I might put it on my TBR for next month. But yes, Lost and Found by Brooke Davis. She's an Australian author, and I think she might even be West Australian, which is good because that's where I'm from. Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I own Fangirl and Eleanor and Park, and Carry On is on its way. But I don't have attachments yet, so this is the 3rd Rainbow Rowell book that I own. It's about a magic telephone, so that's interesting. I do like Rainbow Rowell's writing, so I will get to that hopefully soon. These 2 books were actually missing from my last book haul. They are The Assassin's Blade and Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. These are the second book in the Throne of Glass series and the prequel novellas, so I am putting them on my November TBR with the rest of the series, so I'll let you know what I think at the end of November. Yay! And of course I got A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J Maas as well. This is, I think, a retelling of Beauty and the Beast in the trilogy. I didn't realise there was a sticker there. I might have to take that off. Yes, so yeah. I've heard mixed things about this series. but of course I can't judge until I actually do read it, so that's that. Next is Alienated by Melissa Landis. This book is about a human girl who gets an alien exchange student. I've heard it's very good. I'm really looking forward to reading it, but... Next one is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I read Amy Rogers' Epic Detour in August, and I thought I would follow it up. Oh, it's all gone out of focus. Hello, look at my face. Look at my face. The last one in that pile is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This book is about twins, I think, and one of them is gay. I don't know much more than that, but I have heard really good things about it. And the next book is a book that I don't actually have plans to read anytime soon, but it is Comme un roman by Daniel Pennac. This book we studied it in French Lit last year. We had an excerpt from it. It's actually the back cover, and this is the sort of like the inalienable rights of the reader. Sorry, my cats are out today. It's sort of like 10 sort of rights that the reader has that no one can take away from them. I think I'll do a whole video on these because I do really like these, but the main reason I bought this book was because so I could have this. So yes, this book was in my, what was last month? In my September wrap up, and it is Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. This book is about Evie, who is diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, and she just wants to have a normal life. So that one, I don't know what else I'm going to say about this. I've read it. It's good. You should read it too. This one is Thérèse Raquin by Émile Zola. We actually had to read a short story by Zola in French Studies this month actually. So we read L'Attaque du Moulin by Émile Zola, and I thought it was quite funny and thought I would check out more of his work, and this one was cheap and on the book depository, and there is a bookmark. Why do I never put my bookmarks away? Ever! Oh! I'll read this at some point in my life. It's a psychological thriller, I'm pretty sure, so that's really interesting and I'm looking forward to it. Woo. Next up is Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is a graphic novel, and everyone... Bookmarks! What is this? Everyone has been raving about this, so I thought, why not give it a go? I haven't read it yet. I will do that at some point. Next up is Soulmates by Holly Bourne. I talked about this in my October TBR. I have started reading it. I'm not enjoying it, but I'll push through and see how it goes. I really don't want to DNF it, but at this point. Next up is The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. I didn't actually realise I already owned this, but it does have a different cover, so I very much prefer this one. And this says it's a new translation, so I don't know if the other translation is the same, but yes, I do very much enjoy this cover. If you don't know the story of the Three Musketeers, you have been living under a rock. Next is The Manifesto on How to Be Interesting, also by Holly Bourne. Goodreads says that this is better than Soulmates, so that's good. And it's got, look at the pages, they're coloured. Ah, I love that. Yes, this is about Brie, who decides to tell people how to be interesting. Sorry, my cats are fighting. Next is A Breakfast School Run Chemo, the sometimes funny, definitely not depressing true story of a mum with cancer by Julia Watson. This book is actually written by a friend of my auntie's who was diagnosed with terminal colon cancer. Yes, I do believe that's right. And it's her sort of like memoir thing, or like, yeah. I haven't read it yet. My auntie says that it is very good. I have actually read some of her blog posts online, so I do enjoy her writing, but I don't know if I will be able to hold up during this, because look, that's her family on the back. She's got like 4 daughters and a husband, and she's got terminal cancer. That's sad. I'm gonna cry. I don't like crying. Another one that is going around on the book sphere, and that is Demon Road by Derek Landy. Apparently this is the guy that wrote Skullduggery Pleasant. I never read Skullduggery Pleasant as a child, but I have heard good things about this. This is about Amber, who finds out that her parents are demons and then goes on the run. So that is pretty damn cool if you ask me, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. I said I wouldn't say that. I'm sorry, but yes, this, I'm so excited. Next up is another graphic novel. It is Chew Volume 1 by John Layman and Robert Guillory. This is about a man who can get psychic impressions from his food. So if he like eats an apple, he can tell like when it was harvested, what pesticides were used in it, what tree it came from, that sort of thing. And he is like sort of recruited to use this ability to solve crimes. So yes, also chickens outlawed. So that was interesting. But yes, I read this and it's so good, and I'm going to be getting the rest of the novels. Yeah, so this one is so good, you should read it, but it does have cannibalism in it, so if you're not into that, then sort of maybe leave it. We have 5 books left. Yes. Okay, this one is the Twilight 10th Anniversary Edition by Stephanie Meyer, and I already own Twilight, but I got it for Life and Death, which is the gender swapped version of the story, and I know there's mixed reviews. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I can't judge it till I read it. So what really annoys me is that like on the spine there, it like all goes the same way, so I can't like flip it and be like, oh yeah, you know, that's Life and Death. I have to have it like the right way, and that's really annoying. Alright, next up is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo is the author of the Grisha trilogy, which I actually haven't read. I am interested in reading it, but this one appealed to me more, and I've heard you can read this as a standalone, so I'm not that worried about reading the Grisha trilogy before I go into it. This is about a criminal prodigy, and he's asked to pull off what is a seemingly impossible heist, and he gets this group of 5 other sort of criminal masterminds together so they can pull it off. The hardcover version has black pages, and I was so disappointed when this came this morning and it didn't have black pages. But it looks good, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I said, God, I gotta stop using that phrase. This book is probably the one that I was most excited to come this month. I've been waiting for it since I found out about it, really, but really I've been waiting for it since it said it shipped, and it is The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, Book 1 of Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, and I'm so excited to read it, but I'm gonna finish one of the books that I already have going before I start it up, because it looks bad if I'm reading 7 books at once. So, yes. That is so exciting. It's here. I also have 2 really heavy books to go with it. These also came in my Amazon package with The Sword of Summer, so I had a box like this big, and it was really heavy, and I was like, what is in here? I only ordered 3 books. Yeah, 2 of them. One of them was Percy Jackson's Greek Gods by Rick Riordan, which is a companion piece to sort of Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus, and it's got all these nice pictures, and it's like Percy retelling the stories. So that's cool. So I got that. Oh, this one's even heavier. Percy Jackson's Greek Heroes, which is the same thing, except instead of gods, it is heroes. And yeah, these look really good. I'm really excited. They're very heavy, so I'll have to like sit them down and read them. Just a quick addition, the mailman just came and he brought me another book, Kingsman, the Secret Service graphic novel, by Mark Miller, Dave Gibbons and Matthew Vaughn. I'm a little bit disappointed that it's got a movie cover on it, but yes, I'm excited to read this one as well because I love the movie. So, yes. Anyway, back to your regular scheduled programming now. Anyway, that is the end of my October book haul. I'm pretty sure there was 44 books in there, so I think I've made good time. Yes, so there's that. I hope that you will have a good day. Don't buy too many books like me, because I'm poor. And I will see you